Good morning, good Friday morning, everybody. This is Tim Koger, and it's a new day every morning. So here we are, and it is a wonderful day. I'm looking forward to the day. I'm looking forward to the weekend, actually. I am your host, Tim Koger, and we will get going. I have a lot of information to go over today. And I'm going to try to squeeze it all in, so we'll go kind of fast. If I go over any kind of news that really interests you, that you want to get more information, I'm sure you can find it all kinds of places. But I want you to know about these things. So today I got stories about gambling, the Pope, Google Earth, and Alzheimer's disease. But first, I want to go over some other things. Number one is, this is episode number 5. And I know I haven't been saying the episode numbers every day, but this is episode number 5. That means it's the end of the first week. This is Friday. We started on Monday, so we made it through the week as of today. I'm excited about that. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you are, please share it with your friends so they can enjoy it too. And that's the way we're going. Now, I started a Facebook channel for It's New Every Morning. However, I found out after I started that I can't do Facebook Live on there for 90 days. I don't know. I can't explain that, except I can't. So I'll be doing that here. But as time goes on, I'll be transferring this Facebook Live at 7 a.m. to the new Facebook page, off of my personal page. So go check that out. It's new every morning. It's already there. You can go there. You can like it or subscribe or whatever you do on Facebook. And that's where we'll eventually get to. Now, also, if you are a YouTube user, and almost everybody is, I have started a YouTube channel. It's New Every Morning. If you go search It's New Every Morning with Tim Koger, it'll probably pop up. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to that, because that's a great place to put things. And also, I've learned that Facebook Live, the videos disappear after 30 days. They go away. YouTube, they don't. And so the channel's there. You'll be able to watch it or go back to it. If you remember hearing something you want to go back and find, you'll be able to do that. Good morning, Emily. Just go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Also, on the YouTube channel, I will be doing other content. In other words, I'll be doing other videos that won't be on Facebook Live. Things that interest me, that hopefully will interest you, that you might be able to catch those things on there, which they're not going to be on Facebook Live. So some of my experiences in life, some things I know how to do, things that I've learned over my years, that might be a benefit to you. So that's another reason to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, to pick up some of these other videos. Because on here, everything's real fast paced. But on there, I'll have time to slow down and go into detail about some things that I think might interest you. So check that out. So speaking of getting going, and of course, this is not going to just be on YouTube. This is not going to be just on Facebook Live. But as time goes by, I mean, like, maybe, hi, Janet, good morning. I'm thinking, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you watch a podcast, we're going to be on there as time goes by. And when I say as time goes by, hopefully by this weekend. All right. So let's get into the news. I guess the biggest news yesterday, sports news both, was that the FBI announced that they had arrested 30 people on fraud charges, probe. All this stuff is allegedly. But apparently they implicated a major crime families, multiple ones. And the people that are involved, that are what I would call famous to sports fans, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and Portland Trailblazers head coach and Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups were involved in this. Now, they were in two different separate things. Billups, this is pretty interesting, I think. Billups allegedly was using, him and his people, and I think crime families are a part of that, were using x-ray tables Yeah, X-ray tables, pre-marked cards, hidden cameras in poker games. Hi, Connie. Good morning. That sounds pretty interesting to me. I mean, we're getting into high-tech poker games, but they were probably cheating people out of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in these high-stake poker games. And they were using all kinds of really, I mean, I read somewhere that they were using like glasses that when you put them on, you could see what certain cards were. Even contact lenses that they were using. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, there'll be more we'll learn about that as time goes by. Man, and Rozier wasn't involved in that. He was involved in games. And apparently, allegedly, he was coordinating game time things like leaving a game early to rig a sports bet. Now, I don't know that a lot about sports betting because I don't sports bet, but I know that you can bet on how much a certain player is going to score in a game. And if he leaves early, then obviously he's not going to reach the level and so people could make a bunch of money. Story number 2, the S&P 500 is on track to have the strongest earnings in over 4 years. All the people that I see, the third quarter numbers of all these major, 85% of major companies is what the article said, are beating their expectations. So they're pretty happy. They're doing better. It looks like things are going pretty good in the S&P 500. Now the Senate, the Senate voted to, the competing bills on this active duty military. They wanted to start paying the military essential workers. But there's a standoff, as we know in the federal government. And of course, they couldn't pass anything. And the Senate's really a piece of work. And if you don't understand how the Senate works, and I'm not going to go over all of it, but in simple terms, to get anything happening in the Senate, you have to have 60 people that will say, yes, I want to do this. Not voting on the bill, just saying to bring the bill up. Well, as long as you don't have 60 in any one party, that means both parties, people from both parties have to agree to do something. And that's hard to do a lot of times. And I understand why it was set up that way, because we want to move things kind of slow. But it sure would be nice that once in a while senators would quit playing politics and actually do things that are good for the country. But hey, it doesn't happen. Next story, President Trump revealed there was an anonymous billionaire who was paying the troops during the shutdown and has officially sent a check for $130 million. Wow, that's really nice of someone doing. Now, I got a couple quotes from the president. He's, quote, today he sent us a check for $130 million. Now, of course, reporters are like, who is doing this? Who is it? Trump's next quote was, he doesn't want the recognition, but he gave us a check for $130 million, and it's going to go to the military. So that's pretty neat. On the sports front, the Los Angeles Dodgers will be taking on the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, Game 1 of the World Series, if anyone cares. Dodgers are seeking to do something that hasn't happened in 25 years, and that is to become back-to-back title owners. Hasn't happened since the late 1990s, early 2000s. I'm not going to mention who did it because I'm a Red Sox fan. But it hasn't been done in 25 years. So the Dodgers are going to try to do it starting tonight. Next story, King Charles. King Charles and the Pope are burying a 500-year-old hatchet. I think this story is fascinating. They prayed together yesterday while the king was visiting the Vatican. Now, it's the first time the leaders of the Catholic Church and the Church of England, which is what the King Charles is, have worshiped together side by side in 500 years. And guess when that stopped? It stopped when Henry VIII divorced the Catholic Church and a bunch of wives and did a lot of other things. Henry VIII is pretty famous. So not since Henry VIII left the Catholic Church and started his own thing, which is now called the Church of England, it hasn't happened since then, So anyway, it's neat to see them get together and pray together and maybe, start bonding together. We want all about that kind of thing. At least I think we do. Yeah, I know, Diane. Good morning, Diane. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, next story. Google Earth. Most people have used Google Earth. That was hard for me to say. But they are expanding their artificial intelligence a little bit. They're enhancing their ability to identify infrastructure stuff and also communities at risk of severe weather. So it might be really nice to be able to be online or whatever, and Google Earth let you know that your area or someone area or whatever is getting ready to have some severe weather. So I don't know how all that's going to work. We're going to see, but it is coming. It is coming. So anyway, researchers. My next story. This is about Alzheimer's disease. Researchers discovered Alzheimer's disease disrupts a certain kind of rhythm in plague-clearing brain cells. Okay, and so because they figured out what's happening, they look for ways to correct it. So they're looking for ways to correct this, and it could turn into a potentially great treatment for this horrible disease. Okay. Now, there's a lot of details to this. I'm not going to try to go over those, but it's promising new treatment for this horrible disease. Now, what I will do is on my Facebook page, I will post the article about this so you can get more details about it, all right? So I rapid through these things. There's a lot of stuff going on. All these stories, you can find lots of information on probably if you look. If you don't, send me a message and I will send you the information that I have. All right. So we're going into the weekend, at least for most of us. I know that some people work weekends, but it is the last day of the work week for a lot of people. And so they're coming into the weekend. I'm hoping that everybody's going to enjoy the weekend. I know I am. I'm looking forward to the weekend. So is Emily, I see, with her hearts. And there's a lot of fun things going on the weekend. We're having a lot of great things going on in our church this weekend. I'm excited about that. We're having a throwback weekend where we wear clothes from older age, and I'm not really into that much stuff. But my wife told me that I was going to dress up, or that I should, and so I told her, "You just find some clothes for me to wear, and I'll wear them." So that's a dangerous move on my part, I realize, but I will do that. So anyway, that's what's going on around here. Just have a great weekend. Now, I won't be here tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. I take the weekend off. But Monday morning at 7 a.m., be prepared to learn about all the great information that happened over the weekend, because Monday should be power-packed every week. So anyway, don't forget, like this, share it with your friends. Don't forget about the YouTube. If you use YouTube, go there, just search my name with it's new every morning. Those two things together should find it for you. Once you subscribe, then it'll be much easier to find. So do that. I may put out some content on there that's not on here this weekend. In fact, I've got a couple ideas of some things that I want to post on there that I think can be helpful to people. So anyway, everyone have a wonderful, great weekend. Be blessed. And I will see you Monday morning at 7 a.m. Bye-bye.